So you want to know the good and the bad about living in Boca Raton? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of living right here in Boca Raton, Florida. So stay tuned. What's up everyone, it's Tanner, and if this is your first time to the channel, I'm doing so many videos about what it's like to eat, sleep, work, play, and live right here in South Florida. So if you want to know everything there is to know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the little bell so you get notified every time I do a new video. Alright, so there's a lot to be said about living in Boca Raton. Yeah, the weather is great and the beaches are beautiful, but just like any other city, there are a few downsides to living in Boca Raton, Florida. So make sure you stay till the end because the fourth con is, in my opinion, the most annoying and would be a huge factor when considering where to live. So pro number one is the location. Boca is right on the southeastern coast of Florida, and to be honest, there aren't really a whole lot more attractive locations to live other than here in Boca. You're going to be minutes from the beach, less than an hour from Miami, and less than 3 hours from Tampa and Orlando, which, if you don't know, are home to the best theme parks in the state, Busch Gardens, and of course Disney World and Universal Studios. On the flip side, housing costs in Boca Raton are pretty high. The average single-family home in most neighborhoods is going to run about $430,000 and go all the way up into the several $1,000,000 price range, depending on your budget. Now, if you can't afford the $400,000 plus price tag, you might want to opt for a condo, which you can find for much cheaper, starting in the $100,000 price range. Also, something to note about the housing costs, Boca is known for having premier golf communities, but it does come at a cost. You may see a home, for example, like this one here, for $359,000, and you're thinking, hey, you just told me the average price was over $400,000. Well, if you look closer, you'll see that you have to pay something called an initiation fee for the community, and that's due when you purchase the home. This particular one is a mandatory golf community, meaning you have to pay $30,000 for golf equity, which you do get some of that back if you decide to sell the property in the future. But you have to pay a $35,000 initiation fee, and that's non-refundable, plus $16,000 in annual dues. So what that means is, in order to buy the home, not only do you have to pay the price of the house, but you also have to pay all of the fees, which comes out to be an extra $81,000 on top of the purchase price, which would bring you to a total of $440,000 for this home. I know it sounds a little confusing, but if you are looking to buy in Boca Raton, I'd be more than happy to explain it in more detail and let you know if the homes you've been looking at have these fees and how much they are. And I absolutely love talking to you guys and getting the opportunity to help so many people with their moves here to South Florida. In fact, this week alone, I've had 8 people reach out from all over the country, and actually someone from Europe just emailed me a couple days ago, and I think it's so cool that someone from the UK is finding these videos helpful. So do me a favor, I'd love to hear where everyone is watching from, so drop a comment below and let me know where you currently live. Alright, one of the most attractive things about Boca Raton is the low violent crime rate, which is a big factor when determining the safeness of a city or a community, and your chances of being a victim in Boca Raton are only 2 per 1,000 residents. If you compare that to the national average of 3.7 per 1,000, it's almost 50% lower. Although violent crimes are a lot less prevalent than in most places in the US, petty theft, burglary, and other small property crimes are just a tad higher than the national average. But many of these crimes are based on opportunity. For example, just about a year ago, I left my car unlocked overnight, and some neighborhood kids took about $5 and change out of my center console. Should it have happened? No, but was it partly my fault? Absolutely. If I would have locked my car, it never would have happened. Another pro about living in Boca is the weather. Although the summers can be pretty dang hot, our average low temperature in January is about 57 degrees, with the ocean being in the 70s around that time of year. So if you enjoy the outdoors and water activities like most of us down here, it's a perfect place to be. Boca is also known for its parks. In fact, there are 46 of them, ranging from oceanfront to tennis centers to playgrounds, carousels, and sports fields, totaling over 1,600 acres. But along with the great weather, we are also at risk for hurricanes. Yes, these storms do have a potential to do a lot of damage, but that can be minimized by preparation, which we have plenty of. We always know when one of these storms is in our path, days before it's supposed to hit. So, in my opinion, they aren't the worst types of natural forces to deal with if you compare them to earthquakes, tornadoes, or volcanic eruptions that can't be as easily tracked or predicted. Down here in South Florida, and especially in West Boca, you're going to be extremely close to the Florida Everglades, a 1.5 million acre wetland preserve, so if you like the outdoors and adventure, you're going to love it. There's so much to do, from walking, biking, and sightseeing to fishing and hunting. You're going to be close to it all. That takes us to our fourth con, and in my opinion, the most annoying thing about Boca and South Florida in general, and that's the traffic. Because of its prime location between West Palm Beach and Miami, the traffic can be pretty bad, mainly during the rush hour times, which would be right before work hours and just after working hours. But if you can schedule your traveling outside of these times, it's really not bad at all. So if you're thinking about moving to Boca or anywhere in South Florida, you've got to give me a call, shoot me a text, email me, send me a message on Facebook, however you want to get a hold of me. Make sure you check out some of my other videos, and remember, I've got your back when moving to South Florida.